AFTV, Mo, what can I say, man? I mean, funny enough, we were talking a lot about this game when we did, you came on the live show the other day, and you were fearful of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still can't get over how poor that was, that performance today. Although in the second half, we had chances to level it up, which we didn't take. But what's gone wrong? What's happening here? Is Mikel Arteta out of his depth? A lot of people are asking that question today.
Look, you know, you can't just change after every result or whatever. You know, we've seen, Robbie, is Arsenal fans are like dominoes. At the start of the season or post the FA Cup win, every single one of us believed in Arteta. And now all of us are falling like dominoes, defeat after defeat or bad result after bad result. You know, I understand that. It's kind of logical to an extent that you judge a manager on the results. And if they're not delivering, then, yeah, you lose faith in them. But for me, I think Arteta, you can see that there is something there. Like managers, just like players, like, for example, you can see
what's there.
I think, look, he does have, you know, very clear communication to him and very like a clear idea of what he wants. But I just don't think he's getting that across to the team right now. And, you know, the amount of people, Robbie, that have asked me, what's up with Arsenal? What's going on at Arsenal? And, you know, people looking to me for some answers, it's made me think about it so deeply that, you know, what is it with us? You know, we've talked about system. Is it just Arteta's not a good manager? Honestly, I just think that there's not I don't get a sense of confidence and positivity amongst the playing squad right now. And for me, I wonder what that goes back to, but I feel like it might be bigger. You know, and this is what I alluded to last time we spoke. Some of the decisions that he's taken, some of the decisions that have gone in the club. I just think that there's not that togetherness. There's not that sort of enjoyment right now that is very, very important to build a productive and successful squad.
A few games ago, they seemed together. They went away, that game at Man United. I'll say a few games ago. It seems like about 3 years ago now. Yeah. It went away. That seemed like a very together team. That seemed like a very gelled unit.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about it is that normally over the years, our problems have been away from home. Now at home, when the emphasis is on us to go and attack, it seems like we can't do that. We just don't. We start off games so lethargic, so slow.
Robbie,
and again, we saw that today.
First thing I'll mention is that you said that when we went to United, we looked very together and everything. You know, one thing I believe in football, right, is that when you're playing the big games, when you're playing the showpiece games, you play for yourself. You play for your own reputation. You play for your own headlines. When you're playing the more normal games, you know, the other 14 teams, you play, you know, if you want to perform, you play for the team. It's not your center of the universe. It's not a case of, you know, all that build up and the fans, you know, it's not the game they truly care about. And, you know, you're not going to get all the exposure and be on the highlights reel. So when we go and play a big team, I always expect the players to turn up to an extent. I know we've been awful in recent years, don't get me wrong, but I kind of feel like the motivation is inherent in the game. It's, you know, that old cliche about the Tuesday night in Stoke sort of thing, you know, when it's a bit difficult and it's not as fashionable and all of that sort of stuff. So for me, that United game was an anomaly. We cannot get distracted by that. That game this season was our absolute highlight. That's the exception to the norm. So just put that to the side. We can also say, we can put Leeds, let's say, for example, to the side, because 3-0 at home was our worst result of the season. We're somewhere in between that. But once you take those best and worst games out, the reality is that we're awful. And, you know, you're saying about the home advantage, or when we're at home, for example, I caught you on the radio the other day, and usually you talk absolute rubbish, you know that. But on this occasion, as a one-off, you were making a lot of sense. And you spoke about how kind of home advantage is out the window this season. And, you know, when coronavirus came about and people spoke about how is this going to impact teams, and a lot of people were saying that bigger teams with bigger squads will benefit because games are going to be more packed and all of that sort of stuff, and, you know, more injuries and that sort of thing, so bigger squads will benefit. I don't think any of us expected the random results we've had in the league when it comes to home form just kind of going out the window. But it really does prove how important support is, how important that 12th man is. And I kind of feel like, talking about home, we should be better. I don't think that applies this season. It's been a bit.
We better get that waveform going, because next week, I've never seen so much pressure on an Arsenal manager going into a North London derby. Going in on, we haven't won now for quite a few. What was the last game we won? Was that United game? Mikel Arteta's under huge pressure, and the players going into that game. They're top of the league, and we're going to play them at their place. They'll actually be allowed 2,000 fans as well.
Yes.
And if we were to lose that game, and especially if we were to lose badly, the pressure is going to pile on Mikel Arteta.
It's a real shame, man, because I feel like, where do we go? Let's say, for example, God forbid we get battered. What do we do next? What's our next move? Does the board even know? I have to admit, I don't know anymore. I don't know where we'd go from here, really. I'm scared, Robbie. I'm actually really worried, because, we went through Emery, and I kind of feel like after Arsene Wenger, people did expect that it could be quite rocky. We went through Emery, and then we went through Ljungberg. And then for some reason, when it came to Arteta, because I wasn't convinced, I've always said I want a manager not to learn his trade at Arsenal. I want a manager to, be proven with a track record, But I really thought I was wrong about Arteta. He delivered the FA Cup, and things really, really did get a lot better. And I really believed in that, But I have to admit now, he almost came, and the narrative was he's the prophet. No one questioned it in a way. It was a case of, we've done Emery, we've done Ljungberg, and Arteta's this prophet that's going to come and sort it out. And now I kind of feel like, this hasn't gone to plan. I don't know what we do next. But Allegri is still not in a job. I don't know, maybe someone like that. But it's just a real shame that we sit here 14th in the league with more defeats than victories, and we're having that conversation about life after Arteta. Because even as close as last week, I said to you, Robbie, I'm not there yet. I don't want to talk about that. But with every performance like this, I guess that conversation comes closer.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't know what to say no more. It was just a shocking performance today. And we did have some chances, but we just didn't take them, did we?
Aubameyang, we said playing through the middle, he had 2 chances, or one good chance at the header, and nothing. I don't know.
Saka had a chance.
Yeah.
And then there was a few, but it's just not good enough. What's going on at the moment? Like you said, you said about Ozil. It's starting to look like a shocking decision to leave him out of the squad, isn't it?
It really is, Robbie. And Arteta will die by this decision. He will absolutely die by this decision, because the Willian decision, from day one, I just did not agree with it. Started off well against Fulham, and since then it's been awful. Yeah,
I thought he was. I actually was shocked when he got taken off today. I have to admit, I thought he was playing all right today.
Well, he was playing all right.
The first game, I thought he was the only creative spark in the team. I could not believe when he got took off today. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't think he was good enough, Robbie, but obviously he did get that assist. And, I know the assist it was basically from a set piece, right? It wasn't kind of in open play doing something amazing. And I do think, you get different levels of assist. But nonetheless, it's an assist. Hopefully it would give him that impetus to build on it. But yeah, it wasn't one of the worst games he's played for Arsenal. But still, I'm talking about prior to the game, him just getting in the team off the back of what? I feel that's one decision that Arteta will die on, and the other one is Ozil. And really, I said this to you last time we spoke, Robbie. He took him out of the team for footballing reasons. You now better reference footballing reasons for the reason you put him back in the team. Because until he does that and we carry on playing like this, he'll always be a talking point. And
you think he should put him back in there?
Yeah, and do you know what, Robbie? I have to be honest with you. I think he should put him back in the team, of course. But I don't think he'll be the answer, because I don't think it's as simple as one. I think the squad, there's something deeper. There's a mental issue right now. It's not a physical one about where you're standing on the pitch or how quick you run or how hard you tackle. For me, it's a mental issue. I think there's a lack of belief. I think there's a lack of enjoyment. And I wonder, these decisions, you know, the 55 redundancies, kind of exiling Ozil, maybe Guendouzi, I don't know, but I feel like some of these decisions, maybe they've had a bearing on the team and their enjoyment of, you know, the environment of the club right now, because to me it seems like a deeper issue. So he needs to sort that out. But if I was Arteta, when it comes to the Ozil issue that keeps on cropping up again and again and again, if you play Ozil, he will get the criticism. Either he performs or he gets the criticism. Right now, Arteta is opening himself up to so much criticism. And I really feel like if you're looking at it from a rational point of view, you would say, put the onus on Mesut Özil. And that's why I think there is more to this. This is because of the Uyghur comments, or the Uyghur comments, I can never remember how you pronounce it, the Uyghur Muslim or the Uyghur Muslim comments. And it's about, you know, how the Chinese broadcasters reacted and that sort of thing. And I really believe this decision is coming up from higher than Arteta. Because surely any manager now would say, look, I don't want this heat. I'd rather put it back on the player. Either way, you'll benefit. Either the player does brilliantly or you get all that flack off you and then you can start blaming players. But right now we're blaming Arteta's decisions and it's not a good place to be. So he will die on these decisions. And I want to see him do something about that so that he can be a successful manager at this club.
This video is supported by Profit Accumulator. Profit Accumulator helps you to earn extra money by doing something called match betting. Match betting isn't gambling. And when you do it properly, and I mean properly, you can't lose. So get involved right now. Click the link in the description and sign up to Profit Accumulator right now.